What is up, everybody? It is Thursday night at 8 o'clock, and it's time for Ask Wilmy. So, what is up, people? We're not gonna run webcams tonight because I'm still working in the background. Dredd still can't get his to work. Mo said everybody's seen enough of him already, and Boom said he just doesn't care.
See me on camera just for
there it is.
on the side. Welcome everybody. How you feeling?
Hey, Boom.
What's
going on, man? How
Not
you
much,
doing?
brother. Good. I'm good.
I feel bad, man. Look, you showed yourself. I'll show myself.
There you go. Oh man. So how's everybody doing?
Well, I managed to pull myself away from Cyberpunk for a little while.
You know, mine got delayed.
Yeah.
Not coming till tomorrow. I got the collector's edition, and I'm pissed. But
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
You get to do a live unboxing if it's there before the show's over.
Yeah, maybe.
You really, you should. That's a good idea, man.
Yeah, I used to do the unboxings all the time. It's just it's a lot of setup, you know. I mean, I pull out the equipment, I got to set up the house, I got to put up the umbrella lights. It's a pain in the ass a little bit. So
It is a production.
it certainly is.
It really is. And I don't know. Maybe I'm lazy. I just don't like doing them.
What happened is I kept using, because I don't have like a professional camera, because I don't really do it much. So I was using my phone, and then I was using iMovie to kind of like edit it. Dude, that shit took a long time, man. You'd make like a 2-minute video, and it takes you like an hour and a half. I'm like,
you know what it is? Believe it or not, people don't understand it, but it's usually an hour per minute. Like, you do an hour production.
I could see that.
It's about that, and it's I mean, again, a good friend of the show, good friend of the community, Colt Eastwood. I heard him say that when he puts out like an 8-minute video, he's done like 10 hours production work. 10 hours. I mean, his videos do hit. I mean, his videos are fantastic, but I mean, these guys that put out these daily videos like the Colts and like the dealers, the production is great, but the time that goes into it, my God, that's a lot. That's why I'd rather just do the live content and just, write up show notes and talk about video games.
The bad part, up until recently, I hated to stream a video game. I kid you not, man. I used to really hate streaming because I felt like I was sitting there talking to myself. and my dog would look at me funny, or something, and it's just like, my dog would walk in the room like, who the fuck are you talking to, dude? And,
well, look at that first time we played together on Borderlands 3. We played for 4 hours and streamed it.
Yep. And that was the longest stream I've ever done with a game.
Yeah, I don't like the streaming thing. A lot of people ask me, why don't you stream? You get more subs, more views. I want to sit there and enjoy the game. I don't talk when I play games. Like, if we're in a party and we're talking, sure, but to stream it live, not my thing.
Even then, man. Even then, I don't like playing. Obviously, like if I'm playing single player games, I love talking to my friends and party chats. But man, like it just really takes you out of it.
It does. Plus you miss things. You miss important key moments. And you're like, damn, I missed that. Yeah.
And then someone's in and they're already out, and you're like, sorry, I didn't know you were in.
That is one thing.
Play the game.
That is one thing, though, I credit the PS5 for, because it's so easy to go live with it. And you don't even need a headset. You just use the mic on the controller.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And it cuts out all background noise, everything except for your voice. So that's the best part of it. And I've actually done more streaming with the PS5 here lately than I have anything.
Yeah, I've noticed. You streamed Sackboy and a couple other things.
Yeah, I like the snap feature that they brought back from Xbox that they went away from.
Like which ones?
Just the snap feature. Snapping it on your screen and shifting it over. It's just you would snap it. Like your Xbox. Now you snap it on your PlayStation 5. You still have your screen there and everything's there. Like the old Xbox when they had Mixer, everything was on your screen, and I'm like, I can't see past the words and everything's moving, so I'm trying to read what's going on. I'm like, nah. So I'd always turn off my chat and then have to turn on the phone and put the chat on there. But then yet again, I'm not looking at the phone. I'm looking at the game.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're playing. So
can anybody answer Leo's question? I don't think we can, but that's probably
I can. That's aimed at me. I'm trying to get into the chat so I can answer that fucker. I don't know what's wrong with my thing, but yeah, I got an answer for him.
Hold on, let me grab my phone.
Yeah, because I was like, he knows I have no clue what he's even talking about. But you know what? We didn't even do a proper introduction yet, did we? Jesus Christ.
No, we just went right into it.
Yeah, we did. What is wrong with us? We should be better at this shit by now. Jesus Christ.
Are we supposed to be pros?
Yeah, right. Well, let's listen, because tonight we don't have not even half the normal size of the panel, but BitCloud Gaming will be here soon. So let's start with Mo. Mo, what have you been up to, sir? And what have you been playing?
Yeah, man. Oh shit. For me, I've honestly been up to nothing, man. I was just telling you guys before the stream, I got Cyberpunk. I got it Tuesday. I was like, yeah, I got it early. This is great. Oh yeah. And I haven't touched it in 48 hours since the initial 5 hours I played with it because life sucks and you got shit to do. So I'm like, why is the world pulling me away from it? Why is this happening?
Dude, that's called adulthood, man.
I'm telling you, it hit me pretty hard these last 2 days, but what are you going to do, man?
Yep. It sucks, but I mean, it is what it is. I'm with you on that one.
Oh, yeah.
So, and everybody, I think, should know our next guest, Mr. Boomstick. What are you up to, sir? And what have you been playing or anything besides making content?
Well, I mean, obviously the content this week has been busy. After tomorrow's show, I have produced 8 hours of live content, and it is a lot. Obviously it's getting a little difficult because of the holidays. Got to get the house clean. Not gonna have a lot of people over. But I'll tell you what I have been playing and what I cannot pull myself away from, and that is Immortals: Phoenix Rising.
Yes.
I mean, God, that game is so good. But you see, what's awesome about it is the writing. Like, you would not expect a Ubisoft game that has to bring up the map. You look, you see all these different things you have to do, but the humor in the writing, because it's actually being told through breaking the fourth wall, because Zeus is talking with someone else and they're just going back and forth. It's I gotta say, it's really, really well done. I know a lot of people were going to pass on it because they're like, "Oh, it's a Zelda ripoff." It does use a lot of things from Zelda, but it is its own thing. I'm really quite enjoying it.
I loved it, man. It was a really nice surprise for me, and this is coming from somebody. Yes, I did not like Breath of the Wild. I am a big Zelda fan of the entire series, but Breath of the Wild just didn't click with me. And along comes this game the week before Cyberpunk. Everybody's looking forward, to that, and you really got to give it to them, man. They have balls for releasing it. Whether it was to beat a deadline or whether they were just confident in the product that they have. And honestly, it's just so fun. And I haven't been a big fan of the current Ubisoft formula, but this game is not like that. Or, the writing you were talking about, it's got this, it depends, it depends on somebody's, sense of humor and whatnot.
Right,
some of it is cringe. Some of it is tongue in cheek, some of it is funny. They mix it up pretty good, but the game is just so fun. It's so fun. And the way you organically explore the world instead of just having boxes and a checklist and whatnot, where you just stumble on shit and you're like, hey, this is cool. And if you decide to do this chest or whatever it is, they encase it in like this small puzzle that you have to figure out how to solve. And it's really worth your time. You don't feel like you're wasting your time. So I like it, man. I think anybody that'll try it, if you're into that kind of formula, I think you'll love it. What a surprise, honestly.
Yeah, it actually is. I mean, it's graphically, it's beautiful. There's a lot to do. It obviously plays on heavy Greek mythology. It's just, like I said, I'm quite enjoying it. I'm about 25 hours in, and I tell you something. It's funny because very much like Breath of the Wild, where you had to kind of save the 4 heroes, the historic heroes. You have to do this big epic quest to get back the 4 main gods, so you can fight. It borrows a lot from Breath of the Wild, but there's a lot to really like about this game, especially if you were a gearhead. There is gear to find all over the place.
Yeah, for sure.
Let me get the super chat. Thank you for the $14.99 super chat at Dumpster Recital, but wanted to say hello.
Did he say dance recital or dumpster recital?
It's a dumpster recital. He just wanted to make it sound better.
Oh, that's great. I love you, Fork.
That's
you
all,
beautiful bastard.
And then next we have, you know him from the podcast anyway. What is up, Dreadpool?
Oh, not much, guys. Just enjoying the Immortal talk that we were just listening in on, and jonesing to play it one day. I've been playing some Assassin's Creed Odyssey again, so I've been getting in there and just getting my ass handed to me because I decided to play against levels that are like 2 to 3 higher than myself than I should be, advancing too far. But no, that's it. Just watching everybody enjoy Cyberpunk and getting involved and invested in these games and finding out that they haven't even gotten through the prologue.
Yeah, I was sort of shocked. I was like 5 hours in, and all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute, what the hell's going on my screen? Because I'm not gonna lie, I've not had any luck with the new hardware from either company. So I was like, maybe my Xbox is getting ready to crash, and I was like, oh no, we're taking a curve. So yeah, the story takes a huge curve. I'm not going to say anything to give it away for anybody that's not played or got to that point. So, but I will say this: the game has a lot that you have to learn and you have to absorb, and you're going to have to learn it kind of quick.
Yeah, they kind of throw you in the deep end. From what I heard, my brother was saying is there's no real tutorial. They literally just throw you in.
Yeah.
Are we talking about Cyberpunk?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So the way that they do, the way you haven't started. Of course you haven't. Yeah, you were just telling us your collector's edition. I'm sorry. So the way that they do it is it's explained to you, but you have to they don't kind of babysit. Like they don't babysit.
They're not holding your hand.
Yeah, no, they're definitely not holding your hand. Like they're just it's there, and they tell you this is what you got to do. Right, and then the mods and everything starts opening up, and you're like, "Oh, what the fuck?" Okay, I'm still in the prologue, and I haven't seen shit yet.
And then your first trip to a Ripper, you're like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna die."
Yeah,
and you have no idea what a Ripper's supposed to be.
So it's really funny that you mentioned that because it's really true about the intro and about the tutorial. It's like they don't hold your hand at all. Because you really you start getting your hands dirty right away. So it's really cool the way that they did that. It's man, fuck, that game's awesome. We'll talk about it.
Well, let's answer a couple of questions here, and then we'll get into some of the games that were shown tonight. And we'll talk about some Cyberpunk because man, I'm really shocked by it myself. And Aiden asked, I want all of you to tell us your profile picture origin story.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mo.
Really, there wasn't. I mean, my podcast is like 6 months old, and I've been wanting to do one for over a year now, but I just never really had the right time to do it or the right person and whatnot. So finally, Mike, my podcast partner, Machine Gun Mike, him and I had been talking about it from before, and then it fell through. And then one day he just comes back and he's like, "Hey, bro, let's fucking do this." I'm like, "You know what, man? Run it." So the origin of mine, what am I supposed to describe what's in it? Or just how it was made? Or I don't want to bore people with details, That's why. I'm not sure.
I think the details are really what it's about.
Yeah. So yeah, the detail is it's me. I'm an internal medicine physician, and I wanted to put a stethoscope around it, but I also wanted to video gameize it, to make it video gamey and kind of do this whole heroic thing with the coat. So there's this kid from I think from Brazil. He's on Twitter, and I found him, and he's an artist. And I told him, hey man, this is what I want. I didn't tell him about the thumbs up, but I told him, the stethoscope, make half of it an Xbox controller and the other half part of a stethoscope, to kind of like put those two aspects of me in there. Like the two, besides my family, obviously, the two things I that are very valuable to me in this world are video games and my career. So, I'm like, hey, this is something I want to put in there. So he did a fantastic job, man. I love it. That's the origin of mine. I don't know if it's boring or not, but that's what I did with mine.
All right, fair enough. And Mr. Boom,
you know what?
I already know the story behind this one.
Well, you know what? Do me a favor. Come back to me because I want to get the correct pronunciation of the guy that did this for me because that's super important.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Dreadpool.
Dread.
There you go. I'm muted. So for those that didn't know, obviously it's part of my name. I was on Retro Renegades with Jay. So if he's not here yet, so Jay. But anyway, so I was on there, and the very next day, because I've been sitting here saving up for trying to figure out what I want, doing little scribbles. I kept it to myself, because I'm like, I want Jay, the graphic god, to create mine. So basically, as time went on, like I said, I did the show, and the very next day he goes, hey, I got something for you. And he sent me this. And he goes, hold on, I got to fix something. And I'm looking, he sends me another one, the exact same one. I'm like, what did he fix? He fixed the badge. The badge actually said DREDD. He changed the first D into an A to be Dread, like mine.
All right.
So, and it was just one of those things. I had no idea. It was a picture that's already Dreadpool, and he just basically made it, put a little Judge Dredd to it, and loved it ever since. I had no idea what I wanted, what I liked, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, "That's it, perfect." The guy's got a good, he's got a good eye. He can. He's done some other stuff for me where it's just you just say, "I don't know what I want," but this is what I like, and kind of like the direction I'm going, and all of a sudden he pops back up with it. Here you go. How about this? And you're like, shit, you read my mind.
Nice,
so,
man.
Yeah, and I don't think I'm ever changing it.
I can't say that. I change mine about every 6 months because I get tired of it.
That's awesome, though, man.
That's the sad part. I've had so many. And I had a Colt Eastwood made one for me that we put it on race cars that we sponsored. Then I had somebody else make one of like a little demon head, and then I had Jay make this one. And the reason behind this one is Jay said the dude looks like me. So,
he does though. In this picture, he does.
Yeah, that's why Jay made it the way he made it. It looked, yeah. I mean, I'm not that bald, but yeah. There really is a story behind mine. So
you get some fuzz up there.
Yeah, if I ever let it grow, I do. So, and Boom, are you ready for yours?
Yeah, you know what? I'll tell the story, and you know what? It's like I said, I have a million things going on. What wound up happening is this: I've had quite a few, and most of them, pretty much all of them, were all done by Graphic God. I think he has really made his mark in the community.
Oh yeah,
I mean, he has helped me in more ways than words could actually convey, to be honest with you, because obviously I got into the YouTube game very, very, very late. And I had no idea what the hell I was doing. Right. So, he did all of my, most of the ones, especially the one that I enjoyed the most before this one was the one where I was dressed as Leon S. Kennedy from Resident Evil 2. That was probably one of my favorites. And the one that you currently see now, and like I said, I'm looking for the gentleman that did it. I had gotten up because my wife and we do 10-mile weekends, Saturdays and Sundays, 5-mile hikes per day. We get up at 5 a.m. and we go out. We change of lifestyle. We both lost over 25 pounds. It's great. It's a wonderful thing. And I look at my DMs, and I says, "Hey, the gentleman's name." And like I said, I feel like such a heel that I don't remember. I really don't. I'm looking for it right now. I look in my DM, and it says, "Hey, Boom, I'm not an artist, but I did this rendition." And as you can see, Captain America is one of my favorite heroes. He is my favorite hero, and he did this as a gift to me. He gifted me this version of Captain America with a B instead of the A, and he even got the room for the mohawk, which is, I mean, come on. so that's how that I was gifted that, and as soon as I find the gentleman's name, I will definitely give him a shout out. And like I said, I feel like such a heel that I don't remember it off the top of my head. I really I'm just brain dead sometimes.
It's all good. If he's listening, I'm sure you mean well.
and you're not even blonde either. That's the sad part.
Yeah, could you imagine? I was as a kid. I had like white blonde hair when I was a kid. I don't know what the hell happened.
I like Chris's comment. Wilmy's logo should have been Clint Eastwood style, yelling at someone to get off my DM. That is very true, Chris. Very true.
I was thinking something more like I got the power, and it's going to be block power.
Show a block button. Hey, I'm up to almost 55,000 now, dude.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's incredible. That's incredible.
It's the fact that you know that is just insane.
Yeah, it's crazy. And by the way, I did say I was going to give away 2 more copies of Cyberpunk tonight, and I will. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do it. So.
Can I, okay, real quick, the gentleman's name who says that he's not an artist is the Richter of Twitter. And yeah, I mean, it's just, it's pretty, I mean, look, I'll say this as a content creator, I am humbled by anyone that watches the content. Like I really, it's surreal for me, to be honest with you. And when you have people that do things like this for you because they enjoy your content, it really, I mean, again, I can't say this for everyone, but for me, I kind of sit back in my chair and you get emotional over it because we do this because we love gaming. I think most of us do this because we love the ideology behind community. I think that is what drives us to continue to push even when we're dead tired and put on these shows. And to wake up and find something like this, it's incredible.
Yeah.
And
we do it no matter how hard it is to pull ourselves away from Cyberpunk.
Let me tell you something. When the pandemic started, I had made a promise to the community I was going to do, because a lot of people were hitting me up. They're anxious, they're nervous, they don't know where things are going to go. So I put on the one extra show. I got to tell you, man, doing the 8 hours of live content, at least 5 to 10 hours of writing and researching per week, I stopped playing games. I'm like, I literally stopped playing games. Like, it's crazy.
See, that's my problem. I'm not going to stop playing games.
Never.
Well, I'm an old man, bro. I started, you're not
that much older
by
than
11
me.
o'clock.
You're not much older than me, and it doesn't matter. I'm not going to give up my games. That's just
out of the question.
Yeah, I don't know. I would feel weird if I did. I don't know. It just
the funny thing is when I first met my wife, she thought it was very weird. She had never been around anybody who was really into gaming, right? I mean, she has a younger brother, but he didn't really care for video games that much. He was like a casual Call of Duty player and shit like that. That's all she knows. So now, like, she loves it, and I think it's awesome. I got lucky, bro. she encourages it sometimes. Other day, she's like, "Hey, you know what I got you for Christmas? I got you Cyberpunk pants or pajama pants." I'm like, "No, you fucking didn't."
Awesome.
Well, I'm lucky in that aspect. My wife's a gamer too, so
that's awesome, man.
Same here.
Mrs. Boom, she plays, but it's very specific. She loves Diablo. Like when we first got together, I don't know if you guys remember this game. Champions of Norath for the PlayStation 2. We played that, my God, 1 and 2 for like days and days. I mean, we love it. She loves Diablo. She loves if you remember, do you remember when they remade Gauntlet, where it was like a 3D Gauntlet? we played the shit out of those. That's the game.
We did too, man. Me and my wife, and we'd actually have friends and shit come over, man. We'd play it.
Dark Ages, right?
All we would. What's up?
Is that the Dark Ages?
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, we did all that stuff too. My wife, is a gamer, and so I lucked out there. She's like the Super Mario type one. Loves Crash Bandicoot, all this and that. So I bought her the consoles. And even just today, she was playing Crash again. And it's funny. She's like, I don't remember it being this hard.
Yeah,
you're not a kid anymore either. But
my wife plays Call of Duty of all things.
Well, I tease my wife that she strafes a lot. She runs forward, but she always strafes.
Mine loves Call of Duty and shooters. That's the crazy part. They say, some women gamers don't, but she does. And I know there's a lot of women that play first-person shooters. So,
oh yeah.
Well, she likes Dead Island. That's the famous one that she got scared that the house was haunted and the TV was talking to her.
I remember that story.
Yeah. I'll bring it up every time I can.
Good old Connect, huh?
Yep. I love that thing. Too bad it's not around still, but I could still play it on the old consoles.
And let's see. Masshole ask, what did I miss at the Game Awards?
I mean, there's been some big reveals. First of all, Perfect Dark. Oh my God! I mean, the initiative. Wow. I mean, I know it was just a CG trailer, but dude, the bodies that she was dropping, and then they just go up to her boot, and the guy is talking to her. And did you find anything? Agent Dark. Oh my God, I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it. Like, I can't wait.
Did you see they just released Evil Dead?
I just saw Psycho put that in here, and I knew
I didn't see it. What did I miss?
Evil Dead. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Okay.
It looked great.
The last Evil Dead game was Boomstick, and that was, God, what, on PlayStation 2?
OG Xbox, yeah.
Yeah, the OG Xbox.
They're bringing back February 25th, Ghosts and Goblins.
I could live without that one.
I don't know. I'm kind of feeling that. I mean, I'm a little excited for that.
Capcom's like digging into their background again. Finally,
well, dude, they're supposedly remaking Final Fight, along with, and again, this is Dreamcast guy who can be right and sometimes can be wrong. He said that the leaks said that they were going to release Power Stone in 2024. Which, I mean, come on, I'm only in 2020.
I'm not buying that, bro.
Yeah, me either.
2024, come on.
That's a little too much.
We all know that some people just like attention and they try to create stuff so they can get it. Not that we know anybody like that in the community.
No, not at all.
It's not one either, right?
Yeah, we can't think of any right off the top of my head other than this big giant list that's here on my desk. That's beside the point. But what about Back for Blood?
That looks fantastic. I immediately was like, oh my God. Is that Left 4 Dead? But I knew about Back for Blood. Yeah, it looks, wow, man. You can tell that team loves that franchise because I think that it looks really good.
Yeah, and that's the same team that made the first one.
Yeah,
first two. So it's good to see that they kind of gave up on, we're obviously not going to make one, so we'll just make a spiritual successor and go our own way with it. And it looked like they borrowed some Resident Evil ideas and put it in there too. So that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like some of the new the zombie types they were showing in the trailer.
Yeah,
because that actually does look good. I was happy to see that one. And I know Husk, who everybody knows who Husk is. If you've watched GBTV, you know who Husk is. He was really excited in the chat. We had to threaten, to strap him down to contain himself.
He forgot to put a sock on it when he watched it. He was so excited.
Yep. He was just that excited. He may have hurt himself, so he may be the next one who goes have hand surgery like Ghost just did. So, but other than that, I really didn't. I didn't catch any of the rest of it because I was getting all this stuff set up.
Yeah. What was that one that I was watching? I was talking to you about it earlier. Crimson Desert or something like that.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. Yeah,
that one looks really cool.
Callisto Protocol. That is definitely going to be
that survival horror dude. That's the guy that made Dead Space.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks fantastic.
See, that's what I felt like when it first started. I looked at my wife and said, "That is fucking Dead Space," especially that little thing on the back of his neck.
Mm-hmm.
You know, 'cause Isaac always had that on the back of his neck, and I was like, So,
did you see the new one with Vin Diesel? Arc 2?
Yeah.
Oh, what was that, man? What is that? Because I didn't even. I saw some people mentioning Vin Diesel, but I have no idea. Like what? Because I haven't been catching up on the feed. What was? Did they announce a new movie?
Yeah, they. I guess it's a expansion on Arc, or
no, it's actually Arc 2.
Yeah, technically Arc 2, but now it looks like there's a story mode other than just a free for all.
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't see the whole thing either. So,
yeah, I'm trying to do the show, watch with no sound, and take notes because obviously Breakfast at Boom is going to be completely about the Game Awards.
Well, I got people tagging me and stuff. Like Mooch just tagged me, says, "Wilmy Hood, new Evil Dead game." So, yep.
Well, they got Microsoft Flight Simulator on with Wonderful World in the background, so.
What?
Hopefully they're telling us that this is coming to Xbox now, rather than showing us something that we don't need to see. It's already been released on PC. Let's see it somewhere else.
Yeah,
so they'll get to it eventually.
So Among Us ended up winning a best multiplayer game. Wow, I'm kind of surprised. Okay, again, I don't really give a shit, but I'm surprised because, dude, I think Warzone is probably the biggest multiplayer game of the year. Yeah, I think it legitimately made itself a number 2. I mean, it's gonna be right up there with Fortnite, if not. I don't know, but I mean, it is incredible how big Warzone got, compared to their previous battle royale iteration. I mean, it's crazy. So, I think because of the way that Among Us snuck up on people, despite the fact that the game has been out for a while now, but I think it's just the way that it snuck up and how it became like this media darling, with these politicians playing it and shit. I think that really helped it out. It put more sail in its or more wind in its sails. At least I think so.
I mean, if it's anything like the movies, they go out there to the ones that count when it comes to the voting.
Mm-hmm.
And they petition it. You know what I mean? They do the gift baskets. Hey, keep us in mind. So stuff like that. If it's anything in the movies, like the movies, then that's possible. That if they're not pushing it out there, that hey, this game's still around, even though it came out at the beginning of the year or the middle of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Keep this in mind. We did this, and this. Keep us in the forefront. It's just kind of something that they do. And I wonder if this is something that they also do here, because a lot of gaming and movies intertwine.
Right. They do. Absolutely. Yeah, you're right.
But here's a gift basket.
You have all kinds of people playing Among Us too. You got children playing it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Matter of fact, Thanksgiving, a lot of our family, that were together, the small little kids, like 5-6 years old, were running around playing Among Us in the front yard.
Mm-hmm.
Because all the little kids started getting pissed off at each other because they kept calling for a meeting. And one of my little nieces kept calling a meeting about every 25 seconds, so the other little kids are getting pissed at her. So, but yeah, it's just the game is every single place, and you can play it with mobile or on your PC, which you can do the same thing with, Call of Duty to an extent. But yeah, we've streamed it. It was interesting, and it'll definitely test a group of friends. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you could also read a couple of your friends already too.
Oh yeah,
Fork, Leo. I'm looking at the two of you.
yeah. You could always tell when Fork was, when he was an imposter, because he would always try to blame it on everybody else in the game.
That's what Leo did to me.
Mm-hmm. Except for the couple of times me and Leo were both. I hear you, Leo. But when me and Leo both would be the imposters, we just faked out everybody.
That's awesome. I have yet to play that game, like a legitimate game with people that I actually know, where it'll be fun. Because I don't really game on PC anymore, so I have it on my phone. And one day I was like, screw it, I'll just give it a try. It just wasn't. It didn't resonate with me, because you're playing against strangers. Like, who are you? If you think I did it, then all right, fuck you. I'll just move on. Okay, new game. Like the element of conversation just isn't there, where you argue and you state your case and whatever. It's just like there's no connection with these people at all. So the conversations just aren't fun.
No, and they do get really awkward.
Yeah, man.
That's why when we did the stream, we had it all set up on private.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We had enough people to fill the game, so it was all good. But matter of fact, Paul, he'd played with us, and yeah, you don't let randoms in there, man. You get some really strange people.
Yeah, you do.
That's the beauty of gaming with friends. You know what I mean? Even if it's someone that you just met, you become friends. But when it's total, you're the only one, and out of all the randoms, it's hard to have fun like that. But you have a group of people, and you bring somebody else in, and you could have a great time with some of these games.
Oh yeah.
Like Phasmophobia, that was interesting. Even though the game is glitchy and buggy as hell, it's still fun because it was me, Lady, Husk. We were running through the house, and I kept pissing off the ghost because it actually tells you how the person died, and the guy happened to die from his liver. He was an alcoholic. So we were running through the house, and I was teasing the dude, calling his name, going, "Hey, you want a beer, you asshole?" And all this stuff. And yeah, he didn't like us much, but it was a fun game to stream with.
I still don't know what that game is about. Like, I don't know what type of game it is. Like, I never cared to look into it. What is it about?
You become a ghost hunter. That's it. You go through, you take evidence of ghosts, and you try to track them down and find them, and you try to trap them and all this other stuff. You try to get rid of them out of the houses.
Okay.
And it's hilarious as long as you got friends playing. I don't recommend playing with random people.
Yeah. Just like most things.
Yeah. It's really funny. And matter of fact, Leo played with us too, and it was the four of us, and just some of the weird random shit that pops up.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. But it's like watching one of these, real crappy ghost shows on television, except the ghosts in the game are real and they're trying to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't scream at every creak in a floorboard or every shadow.
Yeah.
That's your Husk, and he did a couple of times, but it was okay because it was Husk and we knew he was drunk. So that made it okay. And oh my God, yeah. The Evil Dead does look really good, by the way.
I just watched the trailer. It looks ridiculously good.
Oh my God, I'm such an Evil Dead fanatic.
How do you think I got Dreadites?
Oh, I knew that's how you got it.
Yeah, so I forgot who asked me. They're like, where did you come up with that name? It sounds like Evil Dead. I'm like, no shit, really? What a coincidence. Like, of course that's where it came from.
Of course. And yes, Microsoft Flight Simulator will be coming to the Xbox next summer.
Next summer. Nice.
Yeah, and Leo remembers too when I and Fork played, we had fun scaring the shit out of Fork. And of course, we couldn't talk Bomber into playing because Bomber doesn't like anything scary.
Well, if it goes like that, would you want to be?
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
It's a spider. Oh, it's my hand.
Him. Yeah, no joke. But has anybody seen anything else interesting from it?
About
any new games or anything?
Well, I have a list. Let me pull up the list. I know that you said you didn't care for Outriders. I gotta be honest with you.
No, I'm all for Outriders.
Okay, Outriders looks.
I'm the one that said I didn't
okay, dude, it looks really good.
Yeah, it does.
Out Outriders.
It's
Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection. It's called. That looks kind of dope, dude.
Right?
Really? I'll have to check it out.
It comes out in February. Wait a second. There's also a Capcom Classic. What? It's called Capcom Arcade Stadium. Oh my god!
That's what I was talking about earlier. When I was mentioning that, that's what I said. They're digging back into it.
That's dope,
man.
And it's a free download on Switch.
I'm really excited for Disco Elysium coming to console, dude. I mean, I've been wanting to play that for so long.
Leo just said the guy that made A Way Out is making a VR game.
Yes.
Is he really?
Yeah, he is. He's actually supposed to be there at the awards. Well, at least not with him. You know, if we're going to get the FD after Oscars.
Oh, that's kind of disappointing.
Yeah. He was in one of those dot suits.
Oh God.
That's disappointing, man.
The tracking suit.
His last few games have been freaking awesome. That sucks.
I bought A Way Out and I haven't even played it. I haven't had.
It's good, man. It's got a good story. Like, make sure you obviously play it with someone that you know, because and the cool thing about it is you only need one copy. So the person that you're playing with just has to download the demo, and that's kind of like their ticket to play the game.
See, that's what I want to do. I need to play with somebody and play the whole game with that same person all the way.
Yeah,
it doesn't take long. Me and my wife and I, we sit down and played it on a Saturday or something. We finished it the same day. It's not a very long game.
No, it's about maybe 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, that's about it.
Are you guys sure? 3 or 4 hours?
I think
maybe a little bit longer.
Maybe it's maybe
if you get confused trying to break out of the prison, it can take you a little longer.
Oh yeah, but it's a good game though. It's a good palate cleanser.
Oh yeah,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I think you'd really enjoy it.
And Leo said they're showing that game right now as we speak.
I actually got a funny story too. So I pre-ordered 4 copies of Cyberpunk from Best Buy because each one comes with a free steelbook. So there's like these 4 steelbooks that come.
Dude, that's gonna be worth a fortune.
Boom, bro. So what happened is I'm like, okay, I actually pre-ordered 5 copies. I'm sorry, in case I got doubles of any. So how do I get fucked? Each Best Buy is basically allocated 1 of the 4. So every single person basically I got all these steel books of the same exact ones. That was pretty shitty, man. So now we have to like hunt for the other 2, and they're going for like the steel books are going for $40 already on eBay and Mercari.
Just for the steel book,
Just those.
Yeah,
the steelbook inside the collector's edition is going for between $80 to $100.
Are you serious, Joe? Did you see?
It's a nice one, Brent. It's really nice.
The entire team signed the collector's edition.
I haven't opened mine yet.
Yeah, dude. I saw someone open it. Dude. It looks like it's their actual signatures. Like it's crazy.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a nice one. But yeah, man, that's.
Well, that sucks, dude. You're like, okay, I'm gonna order 5 and get these things, and you get 5 of the same.
I'll trade. Like I'm trading with Ainsley. Him and I are switching one because he's got doubles of one, and obviously I got all these of one. So he's like, "That's the one I need." I'm like, "That's the one I need." so him and I are gonna trade. Oh, that's cool. So I guess that's 2 out of 4. It's not bad for the first day.
They actually showed Flight Simulator 2020 running on the Series X.
Ooh,
I didn't see that it was running on it. I just saw
it on the video. It looks as good as the PC. It's incredible.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh, okay. All right.
And I'm still not playing it.
You know what? I'm not a flight sim dude, but I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to have to at least try it. I mean,
what turned me off, honestly, I love it. I think it's beautiful. I mean, this is like one of those games where you could just kind of just kick back and chill. But man, these pictures are blurry as shit. I hope this isn't the Series X one.
I'm watching it on the stream.
Oh yeah. No, I'm just looking at screenshots, and these are not good screenshots.
No.
They look
I'm actually watching it
Okay.
from. It looks really good.
But the thing is apparently these flights are in real time.
Yes.
So if you want to fly to the UK and the flight is 7 hours, so you're actually going to take 7 hours?
You know,
am I hearing that right? Am I understanding?
That's the way I understood it.
Oh my God, that's 7 hours of Cyberpunk, man.
Hey, you know what you have to do?
You get it on cruise control.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, get a rubber band, grab the stick.
Holy shit, dude, that's crazy. Yeah, that's exactly what you have to do. Just keep it on autopilot. Yeah. Oh man, Jesus.
But, Leo said Grounded is up for a handicap award.
Yeah, what they do is they turn your spider into marshmallow blob. So they just won because of that. There was Reggie Fils-Aimé was doing the announcement between all the other ones. Assassin's Creed Valhalla had some sort of handicap mode.
Mm-hmm. Well,
it's like when they use the blue, was it the blind? For the blind people to highlight.
That was that's what the Last of Us 2, Leo said, is what ended up winning it. And I'm not surprised because they had probably the most robust accessibility options ever in a video game. So they really spent a lot of time on that. Between for the deaf and for the blind and all these other options.
And then they had the option for if you're a massive douchebag and wanted to troll everybody that liked the game.
Absolutely.
To give you an answer for Flight Sim, you can speed it up if you want, but it is.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
So 5 hours instead of 7.
Yeah, who would want to fly for 7 hours in a video game?
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, that's true. No, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, there's others like fast travel.
Yeah,
you never know.
And I'm still not going to play
it.
They showed
Game Pass. You could at least try it out.
Nope.
Bethesda's got a new one that they're showing right now.
Is Bethesda?
It's medieval times, some sort of lizard man,
some sort of
elf.
Sounds like Morrowind.
A swamp. Oh, it's flashback, some sort of magic. The creepy ass cave with torches.
Sounds like Morrowind, don't it?
It does. And now the cave is coming out to the rocks. Yeah, but didn't Morrowind already go to Elder Scrolls Online?
Yeah, their version of it, yeah.
So
it sounds like Husk in the shower. It could be Husk in the shower, dude, for all we know. We're not going to go there.
So you got the pi symbol with the dot in the center. Elder Scrolls Online. Gates of Oblivion.
Oh, wow.
It looks really good, but obviously it's just a cinematic CGI trailer.
Sorry to go off topic. Did you guys see the 8 million pre-orders that Cyberpunk had?
No.
8 million pre-orders.
Jesus Christ.
Some games can't sniff 1 million or 2 million copies.
And Microsoft is going to buy them, right? I thought that was the funniest thing. I'm like, are you kidding me? You know, all the hype that's going on. You know how much money?
You know how much money CD Projekt Red is worth?
From what we understand about CD Projekt Red, they're the second most richest European developer in that region of the world. Second.
Who's the first?
I don't know. That's a great
Ubisoft?
question.
Because Ubisoft is French-based.
It could be. It could be. But remember, this was a very small studio. They're the second richest.
I mean, really,
that would be included on that.
Really think about it this way, right? Think about how much this game has generated so much hype, but all these years, and especially this past year leading up to its launch and with the delay and whatnot, how much merchandise have they sold before the game even I mean, just think about it, right? I'm just looking at my setup right now. I have a giant mouse pad. I have a game. I have the chair. I don't know what else the collector's
the console.
I have the console.
That's gonna jack up in price.
But that's what I'm saying, right? They have generated such an incredible amount of money before the game was even released. So forget just the 8 million pre-orders and likely way more after. Just imagine, like, I've never seen anything like this before. I mean, it's crazy. Like it's amazing. Apparel and the jackets and their store page. And the shit that I've never ever seen anything like that.
There's a lot of stuff that's actually for sale that's not licensed by Cyberpunk, but they're still making it look very similar.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yeah, they are for sure. Oh yeah.
If you type Cyberpunk into Amazon, you would be amazed at shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of janky ass shit out there for sure.
What's got you excited, Dredd?
Star Wars.
Oh, who cares?
That's why I kept it in my shot. It's like I just stopped right here. I know Wilmy don't care.
Is that a VR game?
The new VR game that they've been advertising on the commercials for the Oculus Quest 2.
They're really trying to get people to buy that Oculus Quest 2.
I have the first one thanks to Wilmy.
I'm looking at buying it.
I didn't even buy the second one, Boom, because I quit using my first one.
Tales from the Galaxy's Edge. Yeah, and now is that a Quest 2 only?
I don't know. I wouldn't think it would be.
Yeah, that'd be kind of shitty.
I mean, because even the Quest 1, you could hook up to a PC. So maybe the original Quest couldn't handle it on its own, but it doesn't make sense to do that. Yet again, it's all game design. You should be able to play it no matter what.
Yeah, I would imagine so. I don't think they're gonna. Box it out. All the millions of people that bought the first one, because I have the first one, and I like it. I like the new one, but the old one's fine.
That's like one of the first 2 games I'm buying when I get it. The other one's Vader Immortal.
Yeah, that one came for free. That was I got it free, and I only played through the first part. I should be ashamed of myself, but it's. I put it to this way, and I think Wilmy will back me up on this. When you see Vader in person, like, it's intimidating because you never realized how big he is. I mean, he's like 7 feet tall. So I remember him walking up to me, and I in awe, like I'm 6 feet, and I'm looking. I'm like, I feel like a little man next to this virtual Vader. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, VR is really good with some things, but my only issue is they just really haven't made. I don't know. Maybe Half-Life Alyx kind of ruined it for me because because there's just no other game that comes close.
Yeah, that's what I figured. That's what I figured you would say.
Just after you've played Half-Life, man, it's just like
everything feels gimmicky after. like the Nintendo Wii fucking wrist flick.
Yeah, it's sad because it really does. And I've got a couple of. I've probably got at least 150 to 200 VR games.
Yeah,
and after you play Half-Life, it's just like, why am I even going to bother? So it's hard to go back and play.
Beat Saber's still dope. Tetris Effects in VR is fantastic.
It's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing in VR. Oh yeah, that's a good one too.
I mean, how tall did they calibrate your actual height?
Yeah, well, I don't. You know what, dude? I'd be lying if I said, but all I can say is that as the character, I would imagine that I'm my size, and when Vader walks up to you, I was like. I'm actually looking up, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe how big of a thing he is.
Yeah,
I'm 6'1", 6'2".
Star Wars.
Yeah, because I'm 6'1", 6'2", and I've been near people that are like 6'4", and that's nothing. Obviously, it's only 2 inches, but I've been there's one guy that I've ran into. I'm like, holy cow, this guy's tall, and he's like over 7 foot. And Vader's actually just under 7 foot. So I just wonder how tall they gave you for a height, I mean, yeah, you should be looking up regardless.
What they do, it does monitor your height when you set up. When you set up everything to play, it actually takes all that into consideration.
Nice. So stand on a chair to stand up to him.
Yeah, it'll still make him bigger because that's the whole idea. He's supposed to be bigger than you.
But what if I'm a Wookiee?
I don't know how big a Wookiee is.
About 7 foot.
They're fucking huge, man.
Then it's like Bigfoot meets the guy. Then you're good.
Yeah. They can see eye to eye.
I gotta tell you, the game from the dude that made A Way Out looks really good.
Really?
Yeah, I mean it's co-op. They look like puppets, but they're I don't know how to describe it. It looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Let me send Drake. What is this shit? Best mobile game goes to Among Us.
That's not surprising.
Yeah, it's not. Except, you know what's weird? The game came out in 2018. Like, I realize it's a renaissance and everybody now knows about it, but come on, man. The game is 2 years old. Like, I mean, I don't know.
And Fallen Order still got snubbed.
Yeah, you know what? Look, we talked about this on the prediction show the other day, and I'm going to stand by it. I mean, one of the things that needs to change, and I get, you know, there's a business to it. You know, they do this in December because, you know, it makes sales.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think the only fair way to actually do this is legitimately in January, because I feel that a game that comes out in said year needs to be and it's as quality as a game that deserves to be nominated. It has to be in that year. If it's in that year, it has to be a part of the Game Awards. To snub it because it didn't get there by the 15th, which by the way is bullshit, because last year it got it released on the day of the last day of entry to the Game Awards, and they still snubbed it.
Which game was that? Jedi Fallen Order. Yeah, that's bullshit. Yeah.
And they changed the date from year to year.
Yes, they do.
So you're not doing a full year.
Can you imagine if Cyberpunk made it on the show? Oh my god!
You know, I don't think they would. I think they purposely would not allow that,
because
Cyberpunk, from what I've played,
I think I think it would Return of the King, this fucking show. I sort of got it would. It would just sweep everything, man.
I really think so too. I really do, man, because the funny part is I don't really get into a lot of open world games anymore. I just kind of get bored with them after a while. But man, Cyberpunk though, and I've been playing it pretty much all day. Not going to lie about it.
Yeah,
and it was hard to pull myself away to come do this show.
You know, let me ask you something, Wilmy. You said you have about what? Would you say about you have 5 hours invested in, you think? Maybe more?
A little more.
Yeah, I have 5 hours.
So here's the thing. My question is to you, and I don't care what anyone fucking says, because their opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one, right?
Yeah.
But do you agree with some of these people, like Jeff Grubb, for instance, who I respect? I think the guy's a really good reporter. I like how he interacts with the community. He gave it a three stars out of 5, which is a 60. Do you either of you guys agree with that, or do you think that this is kind of like, you know, to each his own?
I'm trying to be practical because I've only played 5 hours, so I'm really nowhere. I've only scratched the surface. My understanding of his review, or at least his opinion of the game, is that it didn't change. I felt like he was waiting for this game to kind of like change his life. You know, I mean,
good point.
You know, I mean, it's like he was disappointed that, you know, it didn't do what he thought it was going to promise to do. Wow. And to a certain extent, I don't disagree with him being disappointed, but that doesn't mean that the game is, you know, disappointing the way that he is pertaining, or the way that he's saying it is. You know, I think he just gave a really personal, I don't agree, you know, but again, I'm not far into the game, but I don't know, man. I can't look at that game and play it and see what it's and what I've seen in the first 5 hours and say, yeah, this is a 6 out of 10, or this is a 3 out of 5. Like, I don't know. I'm not sure what he was expecting it to do. I mean, maybe he just bought into the hype too much. The thing is, he was really hot on this game.
He was
really hot on this game, and that's why it was surprising when he said that, or when his opinion came out. People are like, really?
Was he related to the guy that couldn't play the first Cuphead intro, and he just couldn't get back to the character screen or something like that? He got stuck on the dicks sizing and all that, and said, "Oh fuck this! It's a 60." I don't know. It doesn't make sense. I have not played it, and everything that I've seen that people have streamed and played, it's a bigger world. There's so much going on, and then you guys are telling me you haven't even gotten through the prologue.
It's not. I'm telling you, 5 hours in, and you're just scratching the surface. I mean, and the map is just slowly starting to open up, right? And I'm seeing all this shit, and besides that, it's the RPG elements that that are not really being. This is a very, very deep RPG. There's a lot of deep RPG mechanics here. And again, I'm just scratching the surface 5 hours in. I said this on Twitter the other day. I said, if you guys are expecting a first-person shooter with RPG elements, then you're dead wrong. This is even before the game came out. Because I was telling people, I'm like, this is a tried and true, it's a true RPG. Because that's what CD Projekt Red is known for. It's a true RPG with first-person elements. And when you realize that, then you'll kind of know what you're getting into, because it can really be overwhelming. I mean, there's a lot of aspects to this game. I mean, there's layers upon layers that I haven't even scratched yet. So it's crazy, man. You really can see why it took so long, just 5 hours in. You could just see how much detail and care into the world this has, and I'm just like, fuck, man, I haven't even seen the rest of the characters yet. I haven't even seen what else is going on, and this is just 5 hours in. And I keep saying 5 hours because I'm really trying to, be practical, because I can't compare my opinion to his. He's played the whole game, but
has he?
Well, yeah, that's another issue as well. I mean, how much really have they? That's another conversation, because I think they really fucked up this entire review process. You can't give a game that you've been working on for 8 years, and of this size and scope, with 3 different starting points and all these thousands of different branching conversation points. And you can't just give it 1 week in advance and expect people to play it and to give a very solid opinion.
You realize, even if all 4 of us started with the same characters, the same starting point, we would all have 4 different experiences.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, you nailed it on the head. So just imagine that, right? Like, I mean, you can't review a game like this and say, I didn't do, I didn't do, all the side quests, or I didn't do all of this and I didn't do all of that. I mean, it's just kind of, I don't know, man. You kind of lose credibility. Like, I understand you can sink hundreds of hours into this, and you have to meet a deadline, and if you work for a big website and whatever it is, but like, it's all about clicks at the end of the day, because most people nowadays, they don't give a shit about substance, right? You're just scrolling to the bottom and you're looking at the score. You want to see what they scored. Like, I don't give a fuck about all these hundreds or thousands of words that you've written into this essay. I just want to see what you scored it. And I think that sucks. And they know that they can get away with that, because most people just don't give a shit. They just want to see the score and argue about it on Twitter. So I think that's really sad, because these people who are supposedly, giving decisions on the game or opinions on the game and reviews, I mean, how much of it really are you supposed to, how seriously are you supposed to take their opinions? All of them, especially when they say something like that. It's just so hard, man. It's so hard.
I say it all the time. I don't watch Digital Foundry. I don't watch anybody do reviews.
Hey guys, I don't know if you guys are into the MCU as much as I am. I know that this is not video game related, but Marvel and Disney just had their 4-hour investors meeting, and this is a couple of big bombs. John Watts will be directing the new Fantastic Four.
Okay.
That's confirmed. Peyton Reed is back to direct the 3rd Ant-Man and the Wasp. It's called Quantum Mania, which means obviously they're going to be probably using Kang, the Conqueror is probably going to be. There is just like wow, dude, there was just so much shit here. They announced Ironheart. Dominique Thorne is going to be playing Riri Williams. Secret Invasion they announced, which is the Samuel Jackson, Nick Fury show. Jesus Christ, I can't even keep up with this. This is just I could do a whole podcast just on this. But hey, listen, did anyone play the new Zelda?
No.
It's good. It's so good, dude. I know that it's not like the Breath of the Wild, but it takes place before. It's so good. It's like Dynasty Warriors esque because you're going around the map just beating the shit out of everything, but it's kind of dope. I don't know if anyone played. That's something else I'm playing. It's really good.
I don't think Wilmy or Dread have played Zelda. Have you guys?
No, you guys even have a Switch.
I do have a Switch, yeah. Talk about Breath of the Wild.
He has a Switch that he keeps in the bathroom. Whenever he goes to take a shit, he gets on it for 10-15 minutes, and then he forgets about it until the next shit.
You know what my Switch does? It eats my power bill.
I got my tablet for that, and it's got xCloud.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. Man.
Actually, the last thing I played on Switch was Luigi's Mansion.
That man, listen, you're gonna think I'm crazy. Actually, you're not gonna think I'm crazy if you played. Did you finish Luigi's Mansion?
No,
I did not.
Okay, Luigi's Mansion was my game of the year of 2019.
Nothing wrong with that.
I swear to God, bro. That game was so fucking good. It was so imaginative. It was so, man, just from top to bottom, so much love and care went into that game, and I couldn't help it. I swear to God. Like, I dragged it out. Whenever there's games that I absolutely love, I try to drag them out as long as I can. So I dragged that game out for like a month and a half until I beat it.
So, you know, why is Mo here now?
Man, it's so good. It's so good, man. It's so good. I swear to God, it's yeah. So I don't know. The thing is
buying it myself. I just haven't had it. Had the urge to buy it.
It's so good, man. I swear to God, I think you'll really enjoy it.
The thing is, it came out for the Switch, and then the Mario Kart 8. That's it. That's all I got for it.
Yeah, so like, dude, the thing is it's you kind of have to really dedicate to the Switch, like sometimes I just look at it and I forget that I even have it, despite the fact that I have so many games for it. But I mean, your time is so valuable and you can't spread yourself out thin, because the experiences you have will kind of be shitty. Like, I can't play Immortals for an hour and then a Switch game for an hour and then a PlayStation game for an hour. Like Immortals on the Xbox, for instance. Like, just playing like that just becomes staggered. I don't know.
I can't. I
can't.
don't like playing games like that. I go spearhead into a game, and that's why my backlog is ridiculous.
Yeah, bro. I know. We're all preaching to the choir.
I have a hard time going from one game to the other. I like to finish one first, or at least get into it.
See, that's the thing for me is by the time I get into it, everybody's already on to the next one. Everybody's like speed running all these games. I'm like, damn, I don't even have enough time. When you work 70 hours a week, it's hard to get enough gaming time in. And I'm like, yeah, I'm into the game. We're like, all right, we're already to the new one. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? I just got here. So,
yeah, that happened.
Yeah, and then I move on to the next game myself. So I never really get a chance to finish some of the games. I have to go back like I did this past week and go back onto Odyssey. I feel really bad about Immortals, but like I kind of feel sorry for myself in a sense, not about the game itself, obviously, because it's really good. It sucks because I was enjoying it so much. So I was telling you guys before the show, I was enjoying it so much, and then all of a sudden Cyberpunk comes out and it's just like, nah, man, I'm not going to play anything else. Let's be real here. So it got shelved. I don't know how long it's going to be shelved for, but man, that just, it breaks my heart to just think about it. Cause fuck, it's a fun game, man. It really is. Damn, that sucks.
There's some games, I don't know, maybe it's the thing with age, man. I'll dive into them, spend a ton of hours in it, and then all of a sudden I just never touch it again.
Fucking Cyberpunk, man. God damn it.
I do that quite often too, and that's sad. Or I'm interested in it for a couple hours, and that's just it.
How much time did you spend in the character creation mode?
Me, about 20 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say
there.
about the same. 20 minutes to a half hour is what I took.
Yeah, I made my character look like me. After that, I was done.
I just used the stock. I used one of the presets. I'm sorry, the 4 presets. Actually, the one that's been in the advertising. The same exact preset.
The male V.
I'm just very vanilla when it comes to that stuff, man. You know, like the Mass Effect trilogy. I played with stock Shepard. I never ever fucked with his face. I didn't want to.
Because you saw all the commercials.
Exactly.
That's Shepard.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. You're just
not seeing your character anyway unless you go to a mirror.
Yeah, that's true.
So I mean, it didn't really matter to me that much.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I try to play both genders just because I'm trying to show my daughter that it doesn't matter which one you play, and show her that it doesn't matter if you're a guy or girl playing the other gender. It's not a big deal. It's just your character. But at the same time, I like playing as if it was me, so I try to put myself in that character.
Right.
So that character is going to look like me. Like the old Rainbow Six on the OG Xbox One was awesome because that was my face on there. When you shot and killed me, or I shot and killed you, that was the last thing you saw was my face.
Yeah.
And that was the beauty of it, and now with everybody being so triggered about everything, you can't do something like that because now you're doing it to real people. No, it's still a fictional character, whether it's my face or an actor's face that acted this scene out in the game. You know what I mean? Yeah. And if I were to create one, I always would rather create one, even though I can't see it. That would be my persona. That's what looks like me to be on there. But like I said, ever since my daughter, now I try to vary it up. If it's like Assassin's Creed, male or female. So I try to do one or the other, and that's where Valhalla is pretty cool because then you could just go with what the game decides for you. So you don't have to go one way or the other. You just go right down the middle, and depending on how the story goes, you just shifts over.
Yeah. So you're really into that stuff. That's cool, man. So if you, that's really, you're the type of person that character, the character personalization, customization, whatever you want to call it. You're really the type of person that it's geared for. I mean,
I don't go past a half hour though. I don't like sitting there and doing meticulous. I'll just shift through a little bit here and there, get as close as possible, and let's get in the game. Let's go.
Oh yeah. The funny thing is there was I don't know if it was Leo who showed it earlier. He sent it to me, or maybe somebody else. I can't remember, but there was this review from Steam, about Cyberpunk, and apparently in the review he was offended because he said make sure you pick the bigger penis size because if you pick the smaller one, you get made fun of in the game. And I'm like, are you fucking serious right now? You took the time out of your day to write that in a review for a game. It blew my mind. I swear to God. I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was hilarious. They make fun of you if you pick the smaller dick. That's fucking funny, man. How do you not laugh about that?
I saw a post today that kind of really puzzled me. This person claims to be a game developer.
Yeah.
And she had posted something up, calling the game racist and all this other stuff.
Oh, God.
And saying that she's not going to be playing it and hopes nobody else is either. And I thought that
God, that's so ridiculous.
I thought that was pretty shitty for another so-called game developer to be doing that.
And what was her opinion of racism in Cyberpunk?
I have no idea. I mean, I never got past that.
Was it the transphobic?
Yeah, the same lady, Dread, that we were looking at.
Man,
it wasn't it if you buy this game, buy it to give $70 to a trans person for what's it called? Not retribution.
Oh my God. It's ridiculous.
You guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Why though? Like I'm telling you, man, like this type of shit really just robs happiness from whatever it is you're experiencing.
Something like that, though, dude, is going to be water under the bridge. They're going to get 5 minutes of woke fame, and then they're just going to go about their business. This is, obviously, if the entire industry was up in arms over this, then it would be something to be concerned about. But people don't give a fuck about one asshole's opinion.
See, I agree with him. Usually, it's somebody between 18 to 22 years old that just tries to get a little attention.
Yeah,
it's fake woke fame. On top of that, it's fake. They're
of course it's fake.
The fake ones that care about that much, because 5 minutes later they're doing the exact same thing that they were so woke about.
It's all fake, obviously, and right now, because Cyberpunk is the hot thing everyone's talking about, so that's where they're all going to gravitate towards to get their clicks and their likes and their bullshit. Give it a couple months, maybe a month or two, once the hype starts going down, nobody's gonna fucking mention anything about it. It's all a crock of shit, bro.
That same person, if you go back and look at them, they'll be streaming the game on Twitch.
You know what I hate though is I hate this kind of stuff because it really waters down other things that actually matter. So like when the things started coming out about epilepsy, and about how it may trigger seizures because the game is so bright and flashy. Because I'm a physician, I looked at it. I'm like, okay, yes, I agree with this. I think they should at least include it, but every video game has ever included an epileptic warning, as far as I know, or maybe I'm just wrong.
No, most of them do.
Yeah, I've seen it countless times. So for me, it was kind of surprising that they left it out. But I mean, I didn't look at it as like, oh, they maliciously left it out to trigger seizures in people. Like, no, bro, no. They don't want to kill anybody. They don't want to trigger seizures. It's like, it was a fuck up. It's okay. Mistakes happen, So
they can fix that in an update.
And
dude.
they did. They did it right away. Right away, they did it. But it's just somebody's always looking for a reason to be mad, right? And then it starts to spread like wildfire. Like, come on, man.
I mean, look at what the Xbox Series X was being reviewed. So GameSpot did a review, and they did their review. But then moments after that review posted, they posted they let this female journalist write the article. The Xbox Series X has too many holes.
Oh, that's on Kotaku. Yeah, dude. Everyone ripped that article. It was fucking ridiculous.
And here's the thing. I said GameSpot. So it was Kotaku.
Yeah.
My issue isn't so much that she has that phobia, because that's nothing to joke about. Mm-hmm. If you were using your platform to bring awareness to this, I can understand. I'd be the first one to give you a pat on the ass. But you did that to generate clicks towards your dying site.
Mm-hmm.
And that is where I have the problem. And that falls in line of what you're saying, is that when people do these things, and it is these 20-year-olds, anywhere between 18 and 28, give or take, who haven't really, or still either living at home, don't have a real job, are rooming with 7 other people in San Francisco to make ends meet, and they just want to be mad. And you're right, be mad about everything, just to fight. Just to fight something. It's honestly, it's a sad state of affairs.
Yeah, I know.
And if you're a certain age, you remember all this shit was going on in the 70s and 80s too.
Yes.
So, because it all started, like Boom just said, in that same area.
No, but that's the thing I was talking about, right? Like, so my point was earlier, the epilepsy thing is something serious, right? Okay, you bring attention to that, but when you keep talking about all this fucking bullshit, when the average person is just going to look at the epilepsy thing and they're gonna be like, fuck off, but like, and that's sad because there's so many complaints about random stupid shit that doesn't fucking matter, that it becomes like the boy who cried wolf, when there's something serious that does need to be brought up. And it's just sad, man. Like, just stop it. Stop. Fuck. It's a video game. God damn.
That's what most people would say. But, there's some that just don't feel that way.
And they'll call everybody out and their mother and won't be a man enough to just keep their mouth shut and leave it alone because it has nothing to do with them.
It's unbelievable.
Did I speak out of turn? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's just strange to me, but it is what it is. You can't really stop it, so you just have to deal with it or just look past it all.
Whatever. I'm gonna enjoy my shit.
Yeah, me too. Big penis or not.
Penis 1 or penis 2? Or no penis.
I didn't even bother. I didn't even care.
You'll find out when you get to somebody.
Man, shit's hilarious.
Real Gamer's got a good point. Anger and outrage gets clicks, views, and following from entertainment to news to politics, and people thrive on it. Dude,
yeah,
very
he's
true.
right, man. Yeah, he's very right. Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's why so many gamers do it. That's why a few that I know have, started that whole rage thing on YouTube.
Oh, we've seen quite a few of these knuckleheads. They should be ashamed of themselves.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few.
What rage thing? What are you talking about?
It's just
is this
immature idiots?
Okay, if it's gonna irritate me, I don't. If they're so fucking stupid that it's gonna irritate me, I don't even care. Forget it.
Yeah, no. All you can do is you're gonna get frustrated because they're dumb.
I don't even care. Wow, man! Look at, dude. Listen, man. It doesn't matter how you feel about Fortnite. You know, whether you like it, whether you hate it, what your opinion is of it. It's fucking amazing what they continue to do with that game, whether it's the live concerts or whether it's the character. Dude, they announced Master Chief. They announced Daryl and Michonne from The Walking Dead. They just had Kratos last week. This is amazing. They got Red versus Blue in Fortnite. Blood Gulch is playable in Fortnite. Like, it's amazing. It's amazing what this game just continues to do and the deals that they continue to make with these men.
Here's the thing. Here's a perfect example of what you're saying. I have played a total of maybe 3 hours of Fortnite. It's just not my thing. And I saw the Kratos thing. I saw the Master Chief thing. I saw the Michonne and Rick thing. And I said to myself, I bought Kratos, and I played the other day with my nephew.
Yeah,
and we played duos, and it was fun. But then I said, you know what? I want to play. I'm going to see what this is. And dude, first of all, I came in 31st, and then I came in, what was it, 7th?
Sure. Yeah,
that's crazy. Like, and I enjoyed the shit out of it. Now, is this something I'm going to play all the time?
No. Yeah.
But is it? But to your point, the collaborations with Marvel, DC. I mean, John Wick was a character. You got to tip your hat to that.
But that's my point. Really, is they just continue to do these big deals and bring these big characters. You know, I mean, they've basically, dude, they did the Marvel heroes better than the fucking game did itself.
They sure did.
So that's really sad, you know. But at the same time, it just goes to show you how well they implement these. So
and they're making bank on it. On top of that, as much as they're paying out for the IPs, they're banking, and that's the other beauty of it is they've created a platform, and this is what I've said before with sports games. Like I'm hoping Infinite will be. I'm hoping some of these other ones. I mean, you look at Rainbow Six Siege. It's a platform. Every year you get something new to add to it. And then eventually, after so many years, because now you don't have to invest a whole new engine, a whole new storyline, and everything.
Right.
You just add on to it, you know, as DLC or whatever. But it's all based on the same platform. So you get the games faster. You get everything faster. All the tweaks are there. You know what I mean? And then after that platform's run its course, you're going to see something like the next platform. And then you'll see the real step up. You know, I mean, just imagine Madden, right? What do? They do all these little minute fixes and tweaks to the game. They haven't done much. Where's the ingenuity and the creativeness behind it to make this game more realistic? It's the same game over and over again. Same Call of Duty. I mean, but at least now they said, okay, we're going to go back and make these graphics hyper realistic for the campaign and for the the multiplayer. Sure. So the past two, technically three. I don't count Black Ops 3 as one, but whatever.
Yeah.
They've done that. But for a while there, everybody was complaining. We want boots on the ground. We want this. We want that, because we weren't getting enough. It was all the same old. Sure. But we waited year after year or 3 years down the line because of this. It was the same thing. And they didn't progress. You do that with a platform. You progress a little bit, but you didn't have to pay as much. You pay these little DLC portions, these packs like Fortnite is doing. The little season things, and you do that and you grow with that, and then just wait till they come out with a Fortnite 2. Where I don't see them doing it because of the way they've done it, but they're increasingly building this platform and making it better every time. But they're not selling you a whole new $60-$70 game from the get-go and starting all over again. It's all part of it. So all those characters you paid for back then are still working.
Right. Right.
How many people have bought, the first Destiny, and then you had to go back and start all over again in Destiny 2. All that stuff that you put in, all your investment that was supposed to last for 10 years went down the drain. Now you're investing it on, Destiny 2, and they're doing the same thing. It's a platform.
And now they upgraded it for the new consoles, so they're basically, in a way, I see that as this is going to be the base. This is going to be, it's going to remain Destiny 2 for a long time, and they're just going to keep adding. I mean, unless they're making a Destiny 3, which would be kind of shitty at this point, considering how many hundreds of hours people have poured into the game. But I don't know, man. Yeah,
I do have I do have a question here. I see Leo asking, Dreadpool, what life path did you choose in Cyberpunk? I chose the absentee dad. I did not buy the game.
Does he? Oh, man. Hey, Wilmy, what did you choose?
He stepped away.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah, he stepped away. I think he chose what was that? Are you? Okay, never mind. I'll let you speak.
Which life path did you choose?
Corpo.
Oh, you did Corpo, huh? Yep. Nice. I did Nomad.
Nomad sounds cool.
Nomad is it was pretty cool. I'm just waiting for it to, I'm not going to say anything anymore. I don't want to say anything anymore. What do we got?
Well, I guess I figure by the time I get around to it, they'll have the ray tracing and all the extra shit that they're going to put in there. Maybe they'll fix some of the tweaks.
Brad, what's going on, dude? Did you come in to do your Ric Flair scream?
Woo! Wow. Yakuza 3, 4, 5, and 6 coming to Game Pass.
Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy.
Wow.
So the award show is still going?
Dude, it's 4 hours.
It's still going, man.
Oh, it really is 4 hours.
It's from 7 to 11.
Jesus Christ. I didn't know it was that long.
Oh, dude, I feel bad. Yeah. We were digging on Crispy last night because he said it was 4 hours. We just thought he was fucking drunk again.
No, he can't do well. No. Joe, I mean, dude, that's why I originally was going to do, I usually, for my channel, I watch the awards and then I do a stream right after. We break it down. And for like 2 weeks, I'm like, I'm not doing a fucking 4 hour stream. Like, I'm not doing that.
It's crazy.
So I'm like I'm watching it, and obviously I have a pen and paper, and what I'm going to do is I've been writing stuff down that we're going to cover tomorrow, and hopefully we can make a show of the madness I have on paper. Oh, and some stuff is getting left off. Dude, it is freaking 4 hours.
Well, don't forget we got to split 4 hours amongst how many people into 2 hours?
Well, it's King David is going to be there. And then obviously it's
me.
What's that?
It ain't gonna happen now. You got King.
This is crazy, man.
An hour of that conversation is gonna be all King David. You know that.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's okay. I mean, listen, we appreciate the banter, but yeah, so it's going to be obviously it's Dreadpool, it's myself, it's Mr. Badbit, it's Crispy Bomb is going to be there as well, and of course, BitCloud Gaming, and yeah, it should be a good show. You know, we're going to talk about some of the stuff. But you know what? There hasn't been anything big from Sony. Is anyone surprised by that, or do you think that's towards the end?
What you're talking about for the show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
I
I don't know if they'll show like a Ragnarok teaser or.
I was hoping for something like that.
Yeah, that would be nice, but they also like to do their own thing, you know, with their with the state of plays and whatnot, you know. So
Master Chief, that's hilarious! Oh my God, the Fortnite Master Chief.
Isn't that so crazy?
Right? That is just
everybody that was picking that Kratos was in Fortnite. Keep that same energy now.
Yes. Everybody that was bitching, keep that energy.
Okay, and I'm sorry. Everybody knows that's ever listened to me on the podcast. I love both consoles and my PC.
Mm-hmm.
Why and how seeing Kratos in Fortnite? How the fuck did that ruin the game for you if you've never played it?
Isn't that ridiculous, bro?
Right. Wait. Hold on a sec. People are actually saying that?
Oh my God!
I saw it all last week.
Like,
I'm ruined. God of War's ruined.
They ruined his character. They ruined the series. I'm like, what?
I just don't understand people, man. It makes my head hurt reading tweets that I see.
Oh, doing the red versus blue. That's hilarious.
Yes, I know.
So every person that argues for Xbox 24 hours a day on Twitter, I want to see you say they had just ruined Halo for you now.
I can't wait until those videos of Chief dancing and looking ridiculous come out.
Dude, I put a video.
They did that on Red versus
doing
Blue.
a dance.
That's gonna be.
Dude, I laughed out loud.
You know why? Like the thing for me is, I mean, I am an absolutely massive fan of both. Like these are my two favorite franchises in gaming, bar none. Right?
Okay.
Probably the two characters. My two favorite characters in gaming is Kratos and Master Chief. So for me, seeing this, I'm like, this is pretty fucking cool, right? Like it's a lighthearted take on it. It's in this game. You increase, you know, it's smart in a way because you got to remember, right? There's a lot of kids who play Fortnite right now that didn't really grow up with Halo, that didn't really grow up knowing Master Chief. You see him in this game, and you're like, oh, okay, this is cool. 1 year from now, Infinite comes out. And that same kid who's playing Halo, or that same kid that's playing Fortnite, is gonna be like, "Hey, I want to try Halo. I didn't play 5, I didn't play 4." You know, so this is, and even for Kratos, right? Like these people know what they're doing. It's all one huge marketing deal, and they know what they're doing, and they clearly know what they're doing, considering they're so successful. So just shut the fuck up about your feelings, about how you care, how much you care about these characters. I care about the characters.
And the thing is, these people, they spend hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars on marketing ideas and strategists to help them market.
Yeah,
they're not listening to some random asshole on Twitter going off on a tangent.
Boom. Do you remember this 3 weeks ago when I talked about Xbox playing on Nintendo, Nintendo playing on Sony, and Sony playing on Xbox?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, there you go. There's that platform I was talking about. You got Kratos, you got Master Chief. I mean, you got all these different
Daryl and Sean. Come on, look at this. This is
you got Star Wars.
This guy Ryan, man.
You got it all together. I mean, I called it.
And Cloud, thank you for the $5 super chat. He says, Mo, he wants to have your babies.
He can have them all, bro.
Man, that's a lot of swallowing.
Oh man, I love it. It's so funny.
That is hilarious.
Seriously, like I can't believe these people and this fucking stupid. I you know, again, 90% of the people that we see on Twitter, I really truly believe these people don't play video games, and all they do is just get on and
I think you're right.
And they just stalk message boards.
SJ Warriors, right?
it's fucking hilarious, bro.
I totally agree. I streamed, and like we were talking about at the beginning of the show, with the PS5, it makes game streaming so simple. I don't need to hook it to my PC. I don't need, anything. I just hit a button. I don't even have to wear a headset. I was streaming Godfall, and I actually had people messaging me, trashing me for playing Godfall.
People
didn't the same thing happen to you when you played Ghost of Tsushima? Where people are, why are you playing a PlayStation game? Bro, shut the fuck up! Shut up! I don't know.
Yeah,
why do you care?
Exactly. And I'm like, nobody says shit if I play a PC game and we stream it. But, if one of us plays a PlayStation game, people lose their fucking minds.
My God.
It's just weird to me.
It's my time, my money. Let me have my enjoyment. What do you care?
Exactly. That's a great point.
That's exactly. And I actually had one over the weekend. Actually, I was streaming Godfall. He actually came into the chat and was shit talking me during the live stream.
How dare you? How dare you play?
He's like, that doesn't look like Call of Duty. I'm like, no, dude, it's Godfall.
Since when is Call of Duty an Xbox exclusive?
It amazes the hell out of me, dude. I just don't understand. I don't know.
This is
it's
amazing.
Weird.
It's amazing. The walks of life we interact with every day. It's incredible.
And the funny part is, we also get messages from time to time. Goes, must be great just doing podcasts and getting all this.
Yeah.
The only thing you get when you do podcasts and you become a little more mainstream, you get a lot of irritation and assholes.
You do, yeah.
I mean, you got 55,000 people blocked, so I'd be inclined to believe you.
I mean, that is the biggest thing you get. I mean, it's crazy to me how these people think they know you personally, and they can dictate to you what you're going to play, what you're going to like, and everything else. And it's funny. Man,
I'm telling you, it's fascinating. It's really fascinating. I swear to God. Whew. Yep.
But I don't understand, and I never will, and I don't care to. That's the best part.
And the funny thing is, I know the three of us were also gaming in arcades. You know,
yeah,
we're gamers. There's a difference when you're just gaming and you're having fun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what kind of fun are you having if you're going hunting somebody down to bitch at them for playing something that you don't like? That's not a game. That's boredom. You know what I mean? You got nothing better to do than to bother with somebody else.
That tells me you're not gaming yourself.
Exactly. You're wasting all that time.
So that's why. Yeah, I don't understand people. If you're spending 18 hours out of your day on Twitter, I want to assume you sleep at some point, hopefully. So I know you're not playing a game.
No, they're definitely not. Hell no. Just arguing, man. Arguing.
Like this morning, dude. I woke up at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
And I got up, I walked into my living room, I picked up my cell phone. I don't know why I did. Because it's a habit now. We all do that shit. I look at my cell phone, I open up Twitter. I'm like, fuck, y'all were at it early.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And I put the shit back down on the charging pad, and I just, yeah.
They don't sleep, man. They don't sleep. These are the trolls never sleep. They don't.
Yeah, it's crazy. But I got a quick question for the chat. Who in the chat really wants a copy of Cyberpunk on Xbox?
And you really want a copy of Cyberpunk?
Yep.
Nope. Up. Somebody answered first.
And Chris, yes, they did. Psycho, that's my problem, dude. And like I said it before on the podcast, since these new consoles came out, I am really, 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 really trying to run them through their courses. All right, Real Gamer. Quick question since you answered first. Are you in the continental U.S.? Because these codes will only work in the United States.
Come on, Real Gamer. Be in the continental U.S. Come on, man, bring it home.
sadly, it's still region locked.
Yes, he is. Oh!
All right, Real Gamer, send me a DM on Twitter, sir. You will get the second copy.
Congratulations, Real Gamer.
And I will send you the code tomorrow afternoon.
Nice.
That makes
awesome.
10 copies we have given away.
Good.
You are a very generous man, my friend.
I've actually cut down a lot of it.
You have, and I'm glad for that. I'm glad because people are ungrateful pieces of shit sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh boy, are they?
Yeah.
Some of this generation, the entitlement is just nauseating.
You see, and that's part of it is the fact that their parents didn't teach them anything. You know what I'm saying? And you're entitled to this game. You know what? You sign up for a competition. Your friend signs up for a competition, and you're gonna chew out your friend for winning the same thing that you went for. You know what I mean? Shit happens. You know, you both could have lost. You know, just tell everybody, hey, you know what? Good game. Congratulations. I'm glad you won. You know, be a man and speak up to your friend and say that, you know, don't take it out on them for winning.
I know.
I hate seeing friendships lose over stuff like this. You know what I mean? It's stuff like that. And then you have, yet again, it goes into the Twitter world. It goes into bigger areas in society. You know, I'm going to threaten a dev for postponing a game because they're going to make it better. Well, how's threatening them going to make the game come out any faster?
People are morons. You understand that's considered aggravated harassment when it's done online.
And those are the same people that are, that are bitching and crying about crunch, and, you want them to come out with the game faster, but then you're talking about the developers and you're making them fucking martyrs,
you know who I blame for this?
AWs.
I blame a lot of that shit on Jason Schreier.
Well, oh, yeah, of course. I mean,
he's one of them. But
look, man, this guy. Go ahead. No, Dredd, I wanted to hear what you wanted to say because I got an opinion on this guy. Go ahead, man.
He causes the controversy. He's also hypocritical. And on top of that, we know others that have done nothing to him, and he's already blocked them.
Dude, I called him a pompous ass, and he blocked me.
I'm sorry,
and I have to agree.
The truth. You can't handle the truth. No, but that's the whole thing, man. Okay, I get it, but there's people that have not said one word to them or to him, and he's blocked them because they've been in the same chat dialogue with others that have criticized them, and their name was associated in there, and he's blocked them. It's like, what the hell's going on here? It's stuff like this. This is the whole entitlement thing. And yet again, he's an older gentleman that should know better, but yet he causes a lot of the drama that he's asking for.
Because it brings his publication attention.
Exactly.
Well, yes.
And to remember, who was he working for? Kotaku.
Garbage.
He used to, yeah. He used to. He was...
Journal, right?
Washington. No, Bloomberg. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Bloomberg. But either way, yet again, it's supposed to be a reputable publication, another business that, a corporate entity that's supposed to be reputable, and all he's doing is he's bringing those numbers in, right? He's bringing that money, but where's the integrity? Where's the ethics?
See,
what I mean, you're going to be best friends with this guy, and then you're going to turn around and say, you know what? He does bad management when it comes to crunch and this and that. Guess what? Crunch is a thing, right? It happens. It's mandatory work, But you can always say, I ain't doing it. There's always a contract there. It's not like you're not getting paid. Those people that are devs that are going there for the crunch, they're staying there. Why? Because they love what they do. They love their jobs. They love their games. The ones that can't handle it, there's usually something else underlying there, right? There's something going on, and they've been there long enough that it's caused them mental anguish, right? So whether it is like the racism thing that popped up at Mixer right before they shut down, right? That stuff was going on and held down, right? And then it finally exploded. It finally came out. But if people were to speak up right away, this wouldn't be so big. You know what I'm saying? They need to sit there and judge what's going on properly. But everybody wants to jump on the bandwagon, be an SJW, and there you go. Here's your drama. Here's your train wreck. Let's laugh at everybody. Let's, you know what I mean? That's all it is. We're laughing at these people. We're having a good time calling these people out. Cancel culture. We're having a good time doing all this because we're sitting behind our keyboard. We're so great, high and mighty, and we're going to sit here and judge everybody as opposed to being real.
No, you're right, man. You're right.
Sorry.
It's funny that this conversation came up because this was a conversation I had in a group chat yesterday regarding Crunch at least and whatever, but at least with Schreier, the one good thing about him coming to Bloomberg and them basically making their gaming division bigger, because we've kind of seen a renaissance in a sense with these big publications having gaming divisions, whether it's the Washington Post or Bloomberg, or whoever it is. They are dipping their toes into that space, right? Like we're kind of in the age of serious gaming journalism, guys like Jason Schreier, like people who you feel like they're not some fucking degenerate that lives in San Francisco and working at like IGN or GameSpot or whatever it is. These are people that are supposedly they're legitimate, quote legitimate. They brought a lot of good things from that perspective. They brought some sort of, initially you build your reputation on integrity and you're bringing respect to this medium, in terms of journalism, gaming journalism. But then you keep doing shit like this and you're kind of watering down your message, by constantly attacking CD Projekt Red and constantly attacking a Naughty Dog. He basically just fucked all of his relationships with all of the Sony developers.
Sure did.
Whether it was Cory Barlog or whether it was Neil Druckmann, and now he fucked his relationship with CD Projekt Red. Like, how much more are you going to keep going until you burn the place down? The problem I have with this entire Crunch thing is I feel like people nowadays, especially in the Twitter gaming space, we make video game developers as if they're martyrs. Okay. Video game developers are not martyrs. Video game developers are video game developers. They have a job, they have families, and they have sacrifices that they have to make. You know what that sounds like? Every other fucking human being in the world has the same exact thing. For every video game developer that you're making a martyr, there are people that are doing much worse. And there are people that don't have a job. You know what that video game developer has? He has a fucking job. He has a job that he's working. Every field out there has crunch. Every field out there has some type of hours that they have to work more. We have friends on Twitter that are always talking about how many fucking hours they work a day. Some of them work 14 to 16 hours. The only reason why this is so hyperbolized is because we live in the Twitter gaming space. So we see that a lot. If you go on the streets and you ask the average Joe Schmo, what do you know about game developers and their work environment? He's going to be like, I don't fucking know, but I can tell you what these other people in these other fields, how they are. Examples I used as a teacher. If you're a teacher, right, and you have to come up with a curriculum for 1 fucking year, come up with quizzes and assignments and work into the night and grade papers, and you're making $40,000 a year. If I was to mention that on Twitter, are they going to feel the same way about them as they would for somebody, for a video game developer, or for a cop who risks his fucking ass on the line for $35,000-$40,000 a year? Are you going to feel the same way about them? Let's get real here, bro. Let's be practical. Yes, I understand. I'm not condoning shitty work environments for anyone that thinks I do. We've all had shitty work environments. Shitty work environments, they fucking suck. They make you miserable, they make you resentful, and you hate it. So that's not what I'm condoning. What I don't like is stop making game developers martyrs. They're not martyrs. There are martyrs in every single field of work out there. Whether it's a game developer or whether it's somebody who's mopping the fucking floors at some university. So let's just stop. at least from my perspective. Let's bring attention to it the right way and stop with what you were saying earlier, Dredd, about this. It's just so hyperbolized. I'm so sick of hearing about it. I swear to God, I am. Like, you're watering it down. You're making me not give a shit anymore about this because of how much you're fucking crying and bitching.
Hey, Mo,
it's that whole fake wokeness that's going on, right? You just said it yourself. They sit there and they cry about it, but 2 seconds later they forgot. They're bitching about something else. That whatever they bitched about, to complain about, they don't care. You know what I mean? They moved on. They don't care. They want to be the big person behind the keyboard. They want to be, oh, look at me. I did this to so and so, right? Cancel culture. That's that whole thing there. It's all of it, every little bit of it in different directions and areas, and that's all they care about is, look what I did. How dare they? But what about how dare I? Right?
Hey, Mo, I got a question for Mo.
Yeah.
How do you feel about crunch?
Nestle Crunch is good.
How do you honestly feel?
Boom. So somebody in the chat said, I've never met a cop who makes under 70,000. You were a cop. You tell me. Is that bullshit or no?
Okay, so here's the thing. It depends. When I started the NYPD in '94, I was making $29,000 a year.
Rookie cops now. What are they making?
Rookie cops now, it's much different. But again, you got to remember, you go, when you first start out, you scale up. You hit top pay after 5 years. At least that was my class. I don't know if it's gotten further, because, like, for instance, I was considered tier 2. And we were able to retire after 20 years of service. The way it works now is you have to retire for the full retirement pay, which is half pay of your best. For them, it's their best final year. It's 25 years. So it does depend. But here's the thing. I'll tell you this. People talk about crunch, and it's funny. I was going to chime in on this because what people don't realize is people see somebody in a blue uniform, like for instance, like, I'm a shake and bake bag. Like, you'll see me and you'll say this is a white guy, but my family originates from Madrid, Spain, and my father's side, came from Poland. So I'm like a shake and bake bag. You know what I'm saying? I got all kinds of races, but I look white in a blue uniform. And I hate to say this, but that's all you're going to see. Now, when you start talking about pay, here's the thing, folks. What you deal with in uniform does not even remotely grade to the pay.
Yes, absolutely.
I am telling you this right now. So here's the thing. So when I hear crunch, when I hear people like Jason Schreier trying to make it into this thing about, my God, this man was behind his desk in a warm building with AC in the summer and heat in the winter for 14 hours behind his computer. Wow, I feel so bad for him.
Right.
Well, I have stayed on a foot post during parades for 21 hours. I worked during 9/11. I was down to ground zero. I didn't get a day off for 68 days.
Yeah, that doesn't all that doesn't matter though, because you're not making the video game that they love.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I mean, am I being crunched? No, I swore in ~94 to uphold my shield, which I've done. I spent most of my time as a youth officer in community affairs, which is why I'm so the way I am with the community now. You can tell that all the years of me doing one thing just equated to me being a podcaster.
Sure.
But yeah, when I hear that, I mean, like I said, I try not to get frustrated with it, but you got to remember, you these people are making big bucks. And they're not really hurting themselves. Sure, they're working 14-hour days, but there are people right now, like you were saying, that work 16-hour days lifting, meat or construction or whatever.
That's what I mean. Yes.
Yeah. So I don't want to hear that, we should feel. And again, you need to stop, People need to, before you open up your mouth, you got to be responsible.
There's martyrs everywhere. That was my point. Every field, every job, there's always a martyr out there. It's not only limited to what we want to limit it to, basically.
Yeah, look at me. I deal with life safety, right? I can't just work where I work and then just turn around and say, you know what, I'm done with my 8 hours. I'm gone. I've done 16 hours days. I mean, this week alone, I did 30 hours in a day and a half.
That's fucking crazy, man. Yeah.
So that was before I went on vacation. Yet again, I could have just said, you know what, I'm going on vacation for 4 days. I'm only going to work 8 hours and I'm out. You can't do that with certain circumstances.
No, you really can't. And you're right, because even on days when I was a medical resident and I was on call, okay, and I'd be away from my wife and my daughter for 30 hours, I'd be in a hospital. Like, I never sat there and said, like, how come nobody feels sorry for me? This is what I chose to do. It fucking sucks, but that's what I chose to do. This is what's putting food on my table. So I wasn't sitting there saying, like, where's my justice? No, man, there is no fucking justice in this world. Like, it's like, it is what it is. God. Anyway, yeah, I'm done with this. I'm sorry, guys. I'm fucking
and Big Cloud made it just in time for the outro.
Hey, man, how you doing?
What's up, Big Cloud?
Mr. Boomstick's gonna have a field day tomorrow. Let me tell you.
Well, I mean, I'm glad that you're here. I was actually going to just text you because tomorrow's going to be a lot of fun. But I got to ask you, and I'll ask you again. Where was Sony in this? Like, I'm very surprised.
What, in the Game Awards?
Yeah, we didn't see anything big.
Yeah, it really didn't. It was mostly like third-party games.
I mean, I don't get me wrong.
Returnal was a
that's one. Return that looks good. That was
one, but nothing like what we were expecting, like God of War, like
I expected Horizon Zero.
Horizon Zero Dawn 2. I thought was like definite gonna be here. That wasn't here. I mean, it was a good show overall. I thought it was good.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Here's my thing. Here's my point. We'll talk about it tomorrow, dude. I thought the production values were really good.
Yeah, like, he really killed it for a show that had no audience.
Really flowed well.
That's how all shows should be.
Well, they've had a lot of practice this year.
Well, and the other thing too is you don't have that live audience inside, right? So you really have more freedom to kind of maneuver and pretty much do whatever the fuck you want. Because everybody's on camera.
The way it was shot, you never really had that sense of like, oh, there was nobody watching, like, like nobody was there.
Yeah,
the one thing that I found distracting, and that was Jeff Keighley's shoes.
They were definitely blue.
Anybody remember the movie? This is going way back.
I'll do.
Remember the movie called "I'm Going to Get You, Sucker"?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Come on.
That was the first thing that popped into my head when he walked out and I saw those shoes. The only thing they needed was a fish aquarium in the bottom.
Oh
yeah. You guys drink some
shoes.
You guys drink a lot of damn cringe. That's for sure on Twitter. Oh man.
You know what? I know he's going to get a lot of shit for this, but I laughed because I like the Muppets. But the thing with the chef was, I thought that was
that was funny.
I thought it was fun. I know he's going to get a lot of shit for that, like you're talking to a puppet, whatever. But I thought it was funny. I really
it's like we've been saying the whole podcast, dude. These guys are going to get shit no matter what they do. So
exactly.
He did last year though.
People had Kermit as a judge, for God's sakes. Nobody got mad at that.
But you know what? We'll talk about it tomorrow, because I really want to know your opinion. But Last of Us fucking beating out Ghosts. Oh my god!
I know. I
honestly thought they were gonna pull a Red Dead 2 on us all. Like, how they were winning a lot of the categories. I thought it was gonna be like, okay, they're gonna swipe out, all these good categories like the sound design, the actress, vice versa. And then when you get into the big award, that will go to another studio that we probably would least expect. But then, it is Last of Us 2. I was like, damn, I thought at least Ghost or maybe
I think Ghost won one award.
Yeah, it won like one award. It was like best art direction.
Let me look at my notes.
Yeah, it was art direction.
Yeah, I think it was best art. That's disgusting. Yeah.
I mean, it's a good game. Like again, I said
look,
even in my review of it, I was like, the game's good in terms of the visuals.
Yeah, I bet best art direction. Yeah,
I think with a game like The
Which
Last
I didn't
of
like
Us,
the story.
I think with a game like that's the thing. So I think with a game like that, whether you liked it or not from a narrative perspective is not going to dictate whether the game itself, let's not lie to each other. It's a very well made game.
Oh, no.
If you don't like, this is just in general, Boom. That's what I'm just saying in general. The game itself is very, very, very well made and
probably
polished.
the best stealth in years.
And that's the thing. So if you didn't like the game for the direction that it went in, that's fine, but that doesn't make it a bad game, guys.
Yeah, I just
you know what? There's this misconception, or at least like this culture in Twitter gaming, that if you don't like a game, that means it's a shitty game. Like, no, it's not. It's not.
It's funny, Boom. Remember we talked about like the bias towards Abby over Ellie?
Dude,
she won.
Very awkward that Abby wins over.
Let me tell you something. I fell in love with that character, dude. Like, I loved Abby.
Dude, I loved Abby. It's like sometimes I don't want to say it, but I always tell people, I'm like, look, dude, I love these discussions.
That character, and I was so mad at the end. I'm like,
I always have, whenever I have this discussion, I'm like, look,
she's basically gonna be the new poster boy.
You guys just wanted another iteration of The Last of Us 1. And one big happy family. Let's put Joel and let's put Ellie. But why? Let's take those fucking risks. If you don't like it, that's fine. That's okay. But the risk was taken. And for me, it was a ballsy move. Whether you liked it or not, it's a ballsy move to do something like that and to shift it and to show you. I don't really believe in some people will say, oh, there's emotional manipulation, but maybe that was the point, right? Maybe that was the point. The point was to make you question your loyalty. The point was to make you question on which side of the line you stood on. If you didn't feel comfortable doing that, that's fine. But that's what their intention was, and that's okay. If you don't like it, it's okay.
My biggest problem wasn't actually that. Of course, I'll be the first one to say I did not like the way they vilified Ellie. I understand she's got to grow up. I understand she had revenge. I just didn't like the direction. My biggest problem with the game was that it felt very out of order. Those cutscenes were very jarring, and I felt that every time I was doing them, I couldn't wait to get past them to get back to the game. They felt very forced, and again, I just thought that the direction on the storytelling, again, my opinion, was not as strong because I did not like the flashbacks. I appreciated the knowledge. I just felt like they were always out of order.
The flashbacks and like the PTSD scenes are really well shot. I thought those were some of the best shots in the game. I kind of wish we had more of the younger Ellie and Joel moments, to be honest with you, like to set us up and then go into that scene, that which ended up being the opening, like at the town. That would have been cool, in my honest opinion, at least show the happier times first before you shock us.
But what was really cool though, Boom, when you were saying about vilifying Ellie, but here's the one thing that I thought was really fucking cool. I don't want to get too deep into spoilers, which is why I haven't said any names or anything in case anybody wants to play it. But the boss fight, right, in the theater. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay. That was some of the most trippy shit I have ever played. And the reason why is because you were kind of like looking in the mirror and you were like, oh my God, is that what I am? Is that what I've been playing as? But that's fucking cool though. Even if you felt uncomfortable, like, how do you, like, for me, I'm like, bro, that is cool. It's weird because you're playing as this person and then there's a shift, right? To see it from the other perspective, and whether you thought it was emotional manipulation or not, for all intents and purposes, it possibly could have been. But to sit there and to do that and to question which side of the line you actually are on now that you've seen both sides, that itself is really fucking ballsy. Even if you didn't like it, I would agree that the narrative direction was probably not as strong as the first one, but that does, but at the same time, at least for me, what I liked and respected about it is the fact that it took these risks, because these are the kinds of risks. It doesn't matter whether they're received as positive or negative. These are the things that push the narrative, at least aspect of video games forward, right? Because
I'm all for a company taking ballsy steps and telling a story. I do love that. It's just with this particular setting and these characters that we were, nurtured, I guess you can say that's the proper word for going into this. It didn't really feel like that was the proper move to go for, if you get what I'm saying. I thought they were going a different route, kind of, to be honest with you.
Sure.
And when you see the end result at the end of the day, like her, you're not talking about when you walk away at the end and and you see the I guess you could say the carnage of the journey.
Yeah.
It really leaves you with this empty feeling. Like, where do you go from here?
Yeah,
but the thing is maybe that's intentional, right? Because this kind of reminds me of like of Cersei Lannister, right? How many fucking people wanted to see Cersei ripped limb from limb at the end of the show? Okay, for her to die, whatever, fuck it, it's Game of Thrones and it's done. For her to meet her end the way that she did, despite the fact that she met her end, I thought that was a cop-out, right? Because we've wanted her to fucking die a miserable death for years because of what a cunt she was. But then, but then, so you come to the flip side over here, and I get it, man. That's the thing I always try to draw the line between, because I love having these debates and seeing the other side of it, because there are people who feel like they felt empty, like you said, like they weren't fulfilled. And then there are people like me, and I'm not taking this fucking holier than thou approach, please. I don't want you to think that. I'm just saying, like, when I looked at it, I'm like, okay, well, maybe that's their point, right? Maybe that is their fucking point. Like, they were just like, madness and rage is going to take you into this fucking hole that's going to drive you insane. And if you don't do something about it, you're going to lose your life. You're going to lose who you are, and you're going to lose everything. So when she got to that point, and then the flashbacks again started, and the past flashbacks with her and Joel working things out on the porch, I'm like, okay, she kind of came to that realization herself when she was about to do the thing that a lot of people wanted her to do in the water, right? So that's how I took it. Now, was it very satisfying for me? I agree with you. Yeah, you want some type of closure, but the closure that they chose was no, like, you got to see her descend into this crazy madness where she just was so bloodthirsty. She didn't give a fuck, right? Even the pregnant lady, like, she didn't care, bro. She didn't fucking care. She was out for blood, and she was going to get it any way, shape, or form. And for her to come to that realization at the end that, like, where's this going to take me? If I do this in the water right now and I end this, what is it going to do for me? How is it going to improve my mindset? How is it going to get rid of my PTSD? You know what I'm saying? So I get it. That's why I love having these debates, because these can go on for hours. You can always listen. You can always listen to it.
The question, like, you always ask yourself is,
and gentlemen,
I ask myself at the end of it.
Yeah, I know we're over the 2-hour mark.
Speaking of, I'm ready to go back to Cyberpunk now.
Why did we start talking about this, man? Oh, this was great. What a great conversation.
It's been a great show, but Cyberpunk is calling. I've got to go back to V now.
I know, man.
So,
hey, by the way,
PC, you playing on Xbox?
Keep your hands off of Judy. She's mine.
You playing that on PC?
Actually, I started to buy it on PC, but I just got it on the Series X.
Yeah.
No, okay.
Yeah.
I haven't had any issues though. Not yet.
I seen a lot of
my brother's playing on the X. He hasn't had any issues either.
Change yourself.
But let's get everybody out of here. Boom. Tell everybody where they can find you, and everybody that is on the show, their link for their YouTube channel is in the description.
Well, listen, if you enjoyed the banter, let's say, for instance, you don't know who I am, and there are a lot of people that don't still. Obviously, at Mr. Boomstick XL on Twitter. I DM's open to everybody. You want a conversation, good or bad or otherwise, I'll take it. Tomorrow morning, Breakfast with Boom is going to be dedicated to the Game Awards. I have my notes written down. I don't have any traditional show notes, so we're just literally gonna be reading off of paper like it was all back in the days. Dreadpool will be there. BitCloud Gaming is gonna be there. Mr. Bit, King David, as well as Crispy Bomb, and we're gonna talk about some of the awards. The most controversial, in my opinion, is that Ghost of Tsushima got snubbed. In my opinion, my game. And a lot of horror on display in a big way. I'm sorry that Wilmy, you can't be there tomorrow, brother, because we're gonna do a block of horror. There's so many good horror games coming out, man.
Well, hopefully they're good.
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, we don't really know, but I'm excited about them nonetheless. And if you want to tune in, the show Breakfast with Boom goes live at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow morning, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of laughs, a lot of questions. Sony wasn't there, surprisingly, in a very big way, which I expected. Nintendo also did not bring or deliver what I thought that they were going to bring to the show, and Microsoft, I think, did a really subtle job of giving us some stuff. So it was
I'm a little optimistic too on that announcement for the Perfect Dark.
I hope they go with a more serious shift on it.
It looks like it's going to be very serious. Like, there's aliens involved.
Yeah, it looks serious, but the thing about it though, before that, there was a report going around that they were making a episodic game over there at Initiative. So I don't know if this is it. I hope it's not, honestly. I
don't think it's going to be honest with you. I thought it would. I mean, listen, we don't know. It was just a cinematic trailer, so we don't really know.
They didn't really give no info.
But they did mention first-person shooter.
Yeah.
So the third-person game that they're working on, that they've been rumored to working on, is not Perfect Dark, because I thought that the Perfect Dark was going third-person, where Drew Murray said first-person shooter. So I don't know. It's again big conversation. Yeah, listen. Again, if you're interested, stop by tomorrow. Double Barrel Gaming on YouTube. Breakfast with Boom, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's it. I'm good. That's it.
All right. And Big Cloud, you made just in time to do your outro, sir. So tell me what you.
Well, thanks for having me. Sorry I couldn't be here from the start.
We'll have to have you on again.
Oh, definitely, absolutely. But yeah, we were streaming the Game Awards. Twitter's gonna be interesting, that's for sure.
We're gonna do a segment tomorrow. Did you see all those fucking Marvel announcements? Oh my
god, they're awesome. But thanks for having me. It's Big Cloud Gaming on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and you'll see me tomorrow on Mr. Boomstick's channel for Breakfast with Boom at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yep.
And Mo, my friend, where can everybody find you, sir?
I have a little podcast that's called The Backlog Chronicles, where pretty much it's the same exact tone as I've been talking to you guys on every show, so if you like these kinds of conversations, you can find us there on Spotify and Apple Podcast and Podbean for now. So yeah, that's where you can find me. You can find me at Docta _Mo on Twitter, MOE.
And his link is also in the description.
Thank you, sir.
And Mr. Dreadpool, where can everybody find you?
Okay, so Boom.
Yes, sir.
Don't forget, they also have Jeff Grubb was saying that they have a third-person view that is not Joanna Dark, but it's in the world of Perfect Dark. So that may be the other game that they're working on.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe they're doing a dual thing. Okay.
All right. So that not every studio works only on one game. They're working on multiple games at a time. So back to me, and this one goes out to the Designator, because he needs some sexy, smooth voice to settle him in. Twitter, Dreadpool with O's are replaced with zeros. YouTube, Gamertag and Stadia, Dreadpool, all letters, all caps. Breaking Bread with Dread on Anchor.fm, Dreadpool. And every week, Wednesday nights, Gaming Beyond the Box at 8 p.m. Tomorrow with everybody else that we've already mentioned. Breakfast with Boom, 10 a.m. We will see you guys there for that. And I also do the interviews with Italian Clowns on Four Guys with Quarters. My DMs are open, and you all have a good night.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty
then. And of course, I'm Wilmy Hood, the asshole of the podcast. You can find me everywhere. For the rest of probably the next 3 months, you can find me on Cyberpunk 2077. But no, you can find me here every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock on Gaming Beyond the Box. You can find me on Thursday nights here when we do the Ask Wilmy show, and tomorrow night I will be on with Fun Speculation at 9:30 p.m. and Saturday I will be on Game On Daily.
Oh yeah.
So I will be on there with those guys Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern. And everybody have a great night. And congrats to the winners, Mr. West. And oh God. I've got so much shit open.
The real one, Real Gamer.
Yep, I've got so many tabs open here. It's not even funny at this point. But yeah, like Leo said, you can find me in Night City. And everybody, thanks for coming out. And remember, next week I will have the Iron Lords here on Ask Wilmy, and that does mean all of them.
Nice.
So not just King David, not just Cog. I will have everybody.
That is awesome.
And that will be the last Ask Wilmy show until next year. So,
how dare you? How dare you? You should be crunching.
I know it.
Yes,
It's amazing the flexibility you can have when you don't depend on this for a living, isn't it?
That is very true. Absolutely. There you go.
You can just be an ass to a show whenever you get the urge.
No, you do it for fun. That's
it.
That's all it is.
That's all it is. But everybody have a great night, and we will see you Wednesday for Gaming Beyond the Box.
Peace.